wasting time, and let's get into it. All right, so on today's episode, we are going to be talking about being a content creator. What does that mean? What does it mean to be a content creator? Well, it basically means that you find something that you enjoy doing and you create videos and photos and you share it online for lots and lots of people to judge. I never would have guessed that I would have been this. And it's really crazy for me to think about like how I started and where I am now, because I've always been such a shy person who does not like attention, who does not like to be the center of attention, who just kind of wants to be there to observe. Even when I was a kid, I was always like the from the sideline observer. I was never the person that was like, look at me, I'm gonna win. I'm not competitive. I'm a very subdued human being, and the environments that I grew up in didn't help in that area. So the fact that I've decided to take this on as, you know, my career is crazy. It's really crazy to me. And I would have told you 10 years ago, 12 when I first started, 12 years ago when I first started, there's no way in the world I'm going to be doing the type of content that I'm doing now, especially in such a vastness. You know, I spend most of my time on this. I homeschool my kids. I take care of my home. I help my husband with his real estate consulting business. I do all of the things that a stay-at-home mom would do. And then I also do this full time. I am always multitasking. To be a content creator means you always have to be creating, always, nonstop. You know, when I first started, I just wanted to be a pinup model, and that was like my only focus. And I created my Facebook page, and social media platforms have changed a lot since I started. They used to be geared towards your hard work would then pay off and reward you. And now the algorithms that they have in place are extremely abusive, and it's almost impossible to grow platforms unless you fall into an algorithm where one or many of your videos or posts is pushed to such a degree that the platforms themselves are making sure that they go into people's feeds, because they very heavily limit pages' reaches to try and force people to boost them to get money from you. Every day that I get on Instagram, another small business or creator that I follow is making a post about how they've been ghosted and nobody's seeing their posts. And it's not because they're breaking rules, and it's not because they've done anything wrong. It's just that that's what these Meta particularly does. They're really abusive to creators. So it's really hard to grow your platforms today versus when I first started. A lot of people are surprised when they go to my Facebook page and they're like, oh my gosh, you have 800,000 followers. And I was like, well, yeah, I've worked really hard for 12 years of my life to grow this page. And initially it was really easy to grow. But then when I hit 800,000, that's when the algorithms started to change, and they started putting in all of these crazy, unnecessary algorithms that are extremely abusive to creators' growth. And it doesn't matter how many new followers I get, my page does not change. It doesn't matter. Like, it's just capped off, and I consistently get ads to boost my posts. We very much are at a point, and if you watch any of the videos on YouTube about monetizing your content as a creator, they talk about how you have to boost posts to gain even organic reach. You know, you have to pay these pages to get your content in front of real people. I get messages every single day in my email about paying people to give me followers, to give me views, to give me likes. I refuse, because that's not real. It's fake. Not only are you paying for fake views and followers, but you're paying to be fake to your followers and to the brands that you're expecting to hire you as a creator. If you're an influencer or you're looking for monetizable brand work like that, which I'm not about, but you very much are being forced to post ads to get your content in front of people to help grow your platforms, which is really difficult. But being a creator is constant work. It's constant work. You have to decide what your brand is, right? To be a creator, you're a brand. You're almost like, it's like being a freelance model or a freelance artist. You work for yourself and you create a brand and you create your identity online, and that has to be at a starting point, right? You have to have this idea of what it is you represent and who you are, and then you build around that. And like, for instance, I started out as a pinup model, right? So my entire brand is based around retro, vintage, pinup, old school, custom culture, hot rods. Like, I have a very specific identity when it comes to my aesthetic and my persona. I talk about this stuff all the time. I was a model, so that's incorporated into my work. I do beauty tutorials. That's incorporated into my work, which ties into my influencing, where I work with brands and brands send me products, and I'm creating marketing content and I'm creating branded content to share with my followers about awesome products that I get to play with and try. And then I also have the side of my content where it's just me, right? And that's what I think Monday Coffee has always represented. I feel like it humanized me outside of my pinup persona. So there was the vintage doll, but when I started Monday Coffee, it really put me in front of my followers as more of a person, because I've always talked about everything very real and raw here. I post a lot of content. I create content all day, every day. I'm always creating for you guys. I'm always trying to come up with fun things to share with you guys, whether it just be a silly video of something, a fun look at what I'm doing in my home life, or creating branded material and marketing material that is above what everybody's tired of seeing. I work really, really, really hard all day, every day to create the content that I put out. So when people come to me and they're like, hey, I want to be an influencer, like, how do you get paid to do that? Like, how do you get people to send you free stuff? And it's like, well, first of all, you work 10 years to create a brand that actually benefits these companies when they send you products. Like, there's a lot to this job, and I think that a lot of people discredit it because, like, you'll hear people talking about it and they'll just like associate you with like an immature TikTok kid, or, oh, they're a YouTuber. They're just young, stupid kids that either have daddy's money or don't want to get a real job. And it's like, do you not understand the severity of this job? Being a content creator means you're a vlogger. So you're a videographer, you video, you're an editor, I edit, I'm a photographer, I'm also a photo editor, I'm a video editor, I'm a digital creator when it comes to like being a digital artist. I make all my logos, all my thumbnails, I make flyers for brands, I market, I work in marketing, I work in advertising, I work in helping to establish and elevate small businesses. I am a photo shoot director, I'm a model, I am a photo shoot concept creator, I'm a mechanic on my car, I'm still learning. I do so many things. I'm a therapist in a way when I'm talking to all of you guys about mental health and serious, deep situations. So being an online creator, there's a lot of different aspects that we put into our content depending on what type of content we make. And for me, there is no not serious part. You know what I mean? I struggle greatly with like the guilt and the idea that I'm going to let people down with my content. I'm always trying to make sure that I'm putting the best out for you guys, because I feel like people who share their time with me deserve for me to really put my time into the content that they're sharing with me. If you guys didn't support my pages, if you guys didn't watch my content, share my content, follow my content, buy the products that I share codes for, shop through my shoppable links on my link tree, purchase my prints, I wouldn't be able to do the things that I'm doing. So I take very serious the content that I'm putting out for you guys, whether it be Monday Coffee with the doll, or if I'm pitching a product, I want you guys to know that you can trust me, that you don't have to worry about the smoke and mirrors of me just trying to sell crap to you to get paid, or you know, be dishonest to a brand saying, yeah, send me all this free stuff and then I'll take one snapshot of it and post it on my story. There's your payment. I take everything that I do seriously, and I think that the more you take being a creator serious, the easier it is to actually build a platform of substance. So if it's something that you want to do, you very much have to decide what your genre is going to be, what type of content you want to make, and then you need to start structuring your online brand and identity around that. When it comes to creating content online, you have to have thick skin. You have to be ready for everybody's opinion, and you have to be ready to throw everybody's opinion in the trash that is toxic and detrimental to your mental health, because it just doesn't matter. If a trash can came up to you and started talking shit to you, would you look at that trash can and put more value and stock in what that trash can was saying to you? Or would you say, that's just a trash can talking trash? Stop talking to me. You know what I mean? And that's how I view negative commentary online at this point, but I've been doing it for 12 years and I've done a lot of growth. So if you're not somebody who's capable of real perspective versus just negative shitty people who wake up to talk shit to people online, I really wouldn't recommend being a content creator, because there can be some difficult times. I've had some dark days before I was mentally confident and strong enough to really realize the reality of the situation and how that stuff just doesn't matter. Like, you can stand here and tell me I'm X, Y, and Z all day, but if I am not X, Y, and Z and I choose to not believe that you thinking that makes me X, Y, and Z, it doesn't matter. So that's a really important factor. But also making sure that you create a platform for yourself that's outside of anybody else's control. I don't think that starting a meta-based platform is the way to go. Create a website and then use like Facebook and Instagram and TikTok as free billboard space to direct people back to your owned platform, because these platforms are too abusive, and to rely on them to put all your work into them for 12 years like I have, to turn around and be abused and ghosted and have nobody see your content and not be allowed to grow anymore and have your monetization taken away constantly for nothing, and you know, just so much crap. It's not worth it. If I'd have known this is where Facebook was going to be, I never would have started. I would have just started my own website. I'm starting my own website now, so subscribe to that because it's under construction right now. But sign up, because there's going to be some really cool things coming. But you know, you just really need to know that it's a job. Being a creator is a job. There's a lot of people who just make videos and they don't give a shit and they're just making videos for fun. But for the most part, online creators, it's a job. It's a full-time job. And if you want to, you know, work with brands and work with collaborators and be doing photo shoots that are featured in things and testing products and creating review videos and things like me, you have to make sure that you're building up a platform that is beneficial for these brands. You need to view yourself as a professional brand that people are hiring for a specific reason. You need to take yourself serious, and you need to establish that brand. Because it really is a lot. It's a lot of work, nonstop work. It's a lot. And editors are expensive, so learn to edit. Learn to edit. You know, you need to have good equipment. You need to have cameras and lights. I have a whole setup here. I'm constantly working to make my setup better, my quality better, my content better, because people are investing their time and money into you as a creator. So you need to make sure that you're giving that back to them in the content that you create. So, that's all I'm going to say about that for right now. If you guys want to know more about what it takes to be a content creator, or really pick my brain about how to be an influencer and have like PR boxes sent to you and review brands and products and things like that, you guys can book a consultation with me. I use a site called Coffee. It looks like Ko-fi to me, but I think it's pronounced Coffee. And you can go there and you can book a consultation with me. And what that is it is one-on-one video time with me, where you can talk to me about literally anything and everything that I've done. I will share all of my secrets. I will share all of my tips. So if you want to be an online creator, if you want to be an influencer, if you need direction, help on how to get started, how to set up pages, what to do, where to go, I'm an open book, because sharing is caring and knowledge is power. And I will share my knowledge with you so you can be powerful as an online creator too.